Hi, I'm Jeff Hirsch. I'm here at the Traders Expo in New York with John Jarian. And Brexit, we have some issues there. These parliamentarians can't seem to come to agreement on something.
That's a fact.
It does make for interesting television watching them yell at each other, but what's going to happen there? I mean, what's the risk? What do you foresee?
Vote tomorrow. The vote on the 12th, that'll be key, Jeff. If Theresa May doesn't garner enough votes in that chamber, then it's going to go down to, okay, do you want a hard Brexit? Nobody wants that.
Why? What's the problem with the hard Brexit?
Hard Brexit means, at least according to reports, that an awful lot of goods that are just-in-time ordered by Great Britain from the countries in Europe will all of a sudden be subject to, okay, will they let them go? Will Britain accept those? I mean, there's a lot of questions.
Doesn't it force their hand a bit, though? If
I think it does. I think the threat of losing all of those parts
of selling things to the UK.
Yep. I think that probably, and again, it's not Europe. Europe could all decide that we'll let them have an extension, or Europe could be punitive and say, nope, we're going to fine you for every day that you're not in compliance with your own Article 50 or whatever. You guys called it, we didn't, so now it's on you. They could be punitive like that. If it goes that way, it's almost as bad as a hard Brexit.
And how does this impact the stock market?
Well, I mean,
can't be great.
Collectively, Europe is almost as big as the United States. I mean, it's really United States, Europe, and China. And if Great Britain breaks out of that union, okay, it's a little smaller, but all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of things about Great Britain trade with the US and Great Britain trade with China that are bad, and in terms of a market that needs to gather itself and get beyond a 1% GDP or even a 2%, depending on which Fed we're listening to, Atlanta or St. Louis or whichever, we need to see more growth. We're not going to get that if we have problems in Europe.
I agree with you on that. Just not sure what the one or the real sticking point is with Brexit. Is it the Irish border? I mean, what is the thing that's preventing them from making a deal?
I think that might be it, Jeff. It might be the Irish border and not wanting to put up a hard border there. But you've got, the country with just that little circle in the northern part that is Belfast and Northern Ireland, that is British. It is not part of Ireland.
Is there some irony with St. Patrick's Day coming up?
There will be some. There'll be a lot of drinking in Northern Ireland,
and here in
regardless.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks again, John.
Thanks, Jeff.
Pleasure.